You know, life has a way of pulling us in countless directions: work, family, friends, commitments. We're constantly being asked to give parts of ourselves to something or someone. And while there's immense value in contributing and showing up for others, there's also a cost when we don't take the time to focus on ourselves. Many people spend their lives giving endlessly, but they forget to replenish. Then one day they look around and realize they've lost touch with who they are. They're running on empty. Let's make one thing clear. Prioritizing yourself isn't selfish. It's necessary. It's essential for your well-being, for your growth, for your happiness. If you're always pouring into others but never refilling your own cup, eventually that cup will run dry. So if you've been waiting for permission to put yourself first, take this as your sign. It's time to focus on you. But what does that actually mean? It means taking an honest look at where you are, what you truly want, and what you need. It's about giving yourself the same attention, care, and time that you so readily offer to others. And it all starts with making the decision to prioritize yourself, to acknowledge that you are worth the time, the effort, and the care. One of the first steps in focusing on yourself is getting clear on your values. Most people never pause to ask themselves what really matters to them. They're so busy doing what they think they should be doing, following a path that society, family, or circumstances have set for them, that they don't stop to consider whether it aligns with who they truly are. But if you don't know what you value, you can't build a life that reflects those values. Instead, you end up living according to someone else's expectations, and that leads to dissatisfaction. So take some time to reflect. Ask yourself, what's truly important to me? What do I care about? And be honest. Maybe you've spent years in a job that pays the bills but doesn't fulfill you. Maybe you've prioritized everyone else's happiness over your own, believing that's the right thing to do. But now I want you to consider yourself. Because if your life isn't aligned with your values, you'll always feel like something is missing, like a part of you remains unfulfilled. Once you've gained clarity on your values, the next step is setting boundaries. Boundaries protect your time, your energy, and your mental well-being. They're a way of declaring, this is what I will accept, and this is what I will not. And the people who genuinely care about you, the ones who truly want what's best for you, will respect those boundaries. They'll understand that when you set limits, it's not about shutting them out. It's about taking care of yourself. Yet some people struggle with setting boundaries because they feel guilty. They believe saying no is wrong, that it means they're letting someone down. But here's the thing. If you're constantly saying yes to everyone else, chances are you're saying no to yourself. And that comes at a cost. Every time you put yourself second, every time you allow someone to cross a boundary that shouldn't be crossed, you chip away at your self-respect, at your inner peace. Boundaries are an act of self-respect, a way of safeguarding what matters to you. So don't be afraid to set them, and don't apologize for it. Prioritizing yourself also means making time for the things that nourish you. And I'm not just talking about the basics of self-care, though those are important. Yes, getting enough rest, staying active, and eating well are all essential. But beyond that, it's about doing what feeds your spirit. What brings you joy? What makes you feel alive? For some, it might be getting lost in a good book, spending time outdoors, or diving into a passion project. For others, it might be traveling, learning something new, or simply taking a quiet moment to reflect. These things aren't indulgences, they're necessities. Life isn't supposed to be all work and no play. If you're constantly on the move, always doing, you're missing the bigger picture. Make time to pause, to rest, to recharge. You'll find that when you take care of yourself first, you have more to give to others. More energy, more patience, more joy. It's just like the oxygen mask rule on a plane. You have to put your own mask on first before you can help anyone else. Nourishing your mind is just as important. What you read, what you watch, what you listen to, it all shapes you, whether you realize it or not. Surround yourself with ideas that challenge you, inspire you, push you to grow. If the conversations you're part of are constantly negative or critical, they'll drain your energy. Instead, fill your mental space with positivity, with encouragement. Choose influences that ignite your imagination, that make you feel alive, that open up new possibilities. A powerful way to focus on yourself is to build the habit of self-reflection. Take a few moments each day to check in with yourself. Ask, how am I feeling? What am I grateful for today? What did I accomplish? These small moments of introspection help you understand yourself better. They reveal your thought patterns, your reactions, and your areas for growth. You start to recognize where you're thriving and where you need to improve. Taking full responsibility for your life is another crucial part of prioritizing yourself. This can be a tough truth to face because it's easy to fall into the trap of blaming others or circumstances for where you are. But when you do that, you give away your power. You're saying, I can't be happy because of them, But when you take ownership, when you accept responsibility for your choices, your happiness, you take back control. And that is one of the most powerful positions you can be in. Sometimes people ask me, but what about others' expectations? What about their needs? And of course, it's important to care about and support others. But when you start prioritizing yourself, you begin to realize that you can't control other people's expectations or needs. The only thing you can control is how you show up, the boundaries you set, and the choices you make. It's not your responsibility to live up to everyone else's expectations. Your responsibility is to live up to your own. Part of focusing on yourself means embracing both your strengths and your weaknesses. It's easy to dwell on what we think we lack, to compare ourselves to others, but when you shift your attention inward, you start recognizing your own unique strengths and gifts. You see what makes you different, what you have to offer the world. And yes, you also recognize areas where you can improve, where there's room for growth, but it's no longer about trying to meet someone else's standard. It's about becoming the best version of yourself. And here's something important to remember. Focusing on yourself isn't a one-time decision, it's an ongoing journey. It's a continuous process of self-discovery, growth, and learning. As you evolve, your needs, your desires, your goals may shift, and that's completely okay. Prioritizing yourself means being open to change, being willing to adapt. It means checking in with yourself regularly to ensure you're still on the path that aligns with who you are. Something powerful happens when you take the time to focus on yourself. You don't just feel more centered and at peace, you also become more capable of showing up for others. You're able to give more freely, more fully, not out of obligation or exhaustion, but from a place of wholeness. You give because you have something real to offer. One aspect of focusing on yourself that often gets overlooked is patience. Personal growth doesn't happen overnight. The changes you want to see, the progress you hope to make, it all takes time. We live in a world that expects instant results, but the truth is, real and lasting transformation requires patience. Focusing on yourself means allowing yourself time to grow, giving yourself grace to make mistakes, and having the patience to keep going even when progress feels slow. Think of it like planting a garden. You wouldn't expect seeds to bloom into flowers overnight. You water them, nurture them, give them sunlight, and trust the process. And in their own time, they grow. Your personal growth works the same way. Trust your journey and don't rush it. Some of the most beautiful things in life unfold slowly, and the patience you develop along the way shapes your character, making you stronger, more resilient, and more understanding. And through it all, remember to be kind to yourself. Too often, people are their own harshest critics. People often fixate on their flaws, their mistakes, their shortcomings, and they dwell on them. But personal growth isn't about achieving perfection. It's about making progress. Prioritizing yourself means forgiving yourself for past mistakes, letting go of regrets, and making the choice to move forward. You wouldn't be overly harsh on a friend who's trying to improve, so why be so hard on yourself? Treat yourself with the same compassion and understanding. Remind yourself that you are a work in progress, and that's perfectly okay. Focusing on yourself means embracing the journey, accepting the bumps along the way, and allowing yourself the freedom to learn and grow at your own pace. Self-compassion is an essential part of this process because it gives you the space to be human, to be imperfect, and to keep moving forward anyway. Another key part of prioritizing yourself is building strong habits. Habits shape who we become. They're the small daily actions that over time create massive results. When you focus on yourself, you make a conscious choice to develop habits that serve you, ones that align with your values and goals. Maybe it's waking up early to have quiet time for yourself, or reading every day to expand your mind. These small, consistent actions lay the foundation for long-term success. Habits are powerful because they eventually become automatic. They don't rely on constant willpower or motivation. When you build habits that support your well-being, they create momentum, making it easier to stay committed to your personal growth even when life gets busy. Start with just one small habit that aligns with the person you want to become and watch how it grows into something transformative over time. As you deepen your focus on yourself, you may find that it requires making some difficult choices. It means being willing to evaluate different aspects of your life honestly and making necessary changes. Letting go of people or situations that no longer align with your growth can be tough, but remember, you're creating space for something better, something that truly aligns with your authentic self. At times, this journey may feel lonely, but solitude can be a gift. Spending time alone with your thoughts, free from distractions, helps you gain clarity about who you are and what you truly want. Solitude allows you to connect with yourself on a deeper level, to listen to your own voice, your own desires. Don't fear being alone. Embrace it as a powerful tool for self-discovery. Use that time to dream, to reflect, to plan, and to envision the life you want to build. Another essential aspect of focusing on yourself is embracing lifelong learning. The world is full of endless opportunities to learn, new skills to develop, knowledge to acquire, and experiences to embrace. When you prioritize yourself, you make a commitment to continuous growth, to expanding your mind and deepening your understanding. Lifelong learning keeps you curious, keeps you engaged with life. It's not just about earning degrees or pursuing formal education. It's about fostering a mindset of growth, discovery, and openness to new ideas. And don't forget to celebrate your progress along the way. Focusing on yourself isn't just about effort and discipline. It's also about recognizing how far you've come. Every time you make a choice that aligns with your values, every time you uphold a boundary, every time you invest in your personal growth, that's worth acknowledging. Take a moment to recognize your wins, no matter how small. Let yourself feel proud. Celebrating your progress not only keeps you motivated, but it also reinforces that the journey itself is meaningful and worthwhile. At its core, focusing on yourself is about cultivating a relationship with yourself. It's about learning to love, respect, and honor who you are. Just as you put effort into building relationships with others, you're investing in the most important relationship of all, the one you have with yourself. You're learning to trust your own voice, to listen to your needs, to believe in your own worth. And as that relationship strengthens, it becomes a wellspring of confidence, resilience, and inner peace. Ultimately, prioritizing yourself means making the choice to live a life that feels true to you. It's choosing authenticity, integrity, and self-respect. It's stepping into the person you were always meant to become. And the beautiful thing is that as you do, you inspire others to do the same. You become living proof of what's possible, of what it means to live fully, freely, and with purpose. Now is the time to give yourself the attention you deserve. Make the commitment today to focus on you, your well-being, your happiness, your life, because you are absolutely worth it.